Today we're talking family heirlooms and the Oscars. If these are things you like to hear, stay tuned. Welcome back, YouTube family. My name is Monica and I am your hostess for We the People TV 2022. If you are new, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you for your support. What time is it? It's time to... Okay, so this week, didn't have a lot trending due to Will Smith hogging up all the airtime with his foolishness. But this was something that came across my desk, and I thought that this would be interesting to present to our jurors. A lady who lost her fiance was given a ring that's a family heirloom. The family wants the ring back. What should the lady do? Here's what the jury had to say. You already know what you gotta do. Comment below. So it was slightly 50-50, slightly. But most of the jurors said give the ring back. I wasn't one of them. But here's some comments from our jurors. Alexis says, if he gave it to her, it's hers. Now, if the engagement were called off, I think that's a little different. But if he died or something, I don't know. Gloria asked, how did she lose her fiance? He died. That's what happened. He died. Then Gloria come in and hands down, that is her ring. The family can go sit down. If the ring was to stay with the immediate family that she have been voiced to the husband before he gave her the ring. If the family was fine with her having the ring before the husband's death, they need to be fine with it now. Because whatever she chooses to do with it at this point is up to her. Cynthia commented, said, I read about this. First of all, they asked her at the funeral. Second, she paid for all funeral arrangements. Where was the family then? Boy, bye, keep the ring. So yeah, I said keep the ring because he gave it to her. And although he died, the family knew that he was giving her the ring. So if he was still living, she would still have the ring. So what was they going to do? Ask for the ring back after they got married? I say keep the ring. But knowing me, if it were me, I wouldn't keep the ring. I probably would give the ring back, being that it was a family heirloom. So what do you think? You think she should keep it or give it back? So this was trending in the news this week. A 12-year-old and a 14-year-old who were cousins were killed while playing with a gun at a birthday party at 2 a.m. while streaming live on Instagram. So I asked the jurors who are firearm owners, do you think it's important to talk to your children about firearms? Here's what they had to say. You comment below. Is it important to you? The majority said yes, they think it's important to talk to your children about firearms. I agree. However, what is a good age? Because this continues to happen in the news. This continues to be a newsworthy story. What's a good age? Because these, it just keeps happening. Like, these are 12, 14-year-olds, and not too long ago, like a 3-year-old or 4-year-old or something killed themselves. I'm like, whoo. Comment below. What's a good age? When should we start talking to our kids? So I decided to do this next. It's not a story, but I guess a little game, because I would like to get more involvement on my YouTube channel. So if you are watching, I would love for you to comment what you could live without. Take a look at this picture. So, what can you live without? Comment below. Following up from what can you live without, what would you rather have? A Pepsi or a Coke? I'm a Pepsi girl. What are you? You better not say Coke. Comment below. All of the jurors commented Coke. I don't like y'all. Y'all mean. Yeah, most everybody said Coke. I like Pepsi. I like Coke too, but Pepsi is my first choice. So yeah, what did you say? I bet you said Coke. Unless you've been hiding up on the rock, then you already know we're about to talk about the Oscars. Unfortunately, they've talked about that enough this week. So I posed the question to the jurors. Do you think Will Smith's actions was justifiable? Here's what they had to say. Comment below. What do you think? The majority said no, and I agree with the majority. His actions was not justified. I don't care if Chris Rock cussed out Jada Pinkett from the rooter to the tutor. That did not necessitate, I should say. That did not necessitate him to get up there and slap that man. What's wrong with you? Here's some comments from our jurors. Tyne commented, I answered no because I felt he could have handled it differently. It seemed to me like his actions was obligatory, though, like he felt he had to prove himself after all that has gone on publicly with his relationship. And though I don't think Chris Rock meant to be mean, his joke was hurtful because Jada's hair loss due to alopecia is very real and sensitive issue for her. I think Will's intentions backfired on him, and I bet that even Jada would criticize his actions. And I agree with Tyne. I said I think he definitely could have handled that better. If he were upset about his relationship, then he should not have participated in the public outing about it. And yes, I think Chris was being hurtful, but he may also not have known about Jada's alopecia, which came out later. He did know. But I added, Will laughed before he went up and did what and made a spectacle of himself. So yeah, that was Tyne. And so our juror Alexis commented, I think they have a history. I think Will was fine until he realized Chris offended Jada. It's all over her face. My husband would act no differently if a man said something he deemed disrespectful. I get it, but it would have been better to handle it later. Now, everyone is bringing up that August situation, even though they have said they were separated and questioning his manhood. I let the men deal with the men. I don't think his response was ideal, but they do stuff differently. Our juror Tanisha commented, I say yes, he's justifiable in protecting her. Conversation off camera. And not for the world to see. Chris is a comedian, but there are some things we should be sensitive about. Being a comedian doesn't give you a pass to be so insensitive at the expense of others. It doesn't matter what their status is. Do your homework. This is a touchy subject. I can sympathize with all involved. Yeah, so I pretty much agree with the juror in that Will could have handled it totally different. And I think after time has passed, he's been able to contemplate what he's done, and I'm pretty sure he probably feels miserable for what he did. However, I do commend Chris Rock in not pressing charges. I was thinking about that earlier today about how that he's just been kind of, like contemplating, like he hadn't acted rash about um speaking about it. He's just been, to me, from the outside looking in, seems like he's been internalizing. Like, I think that's what we all should do when we get upset. I know it's so easy to want to handle it then because we're angry or we'll feel however we feel. But a lot of times, if we just pause and think it through, then we will most certainly, if not always, mostly come up with a reasonable response or action to whatever we're upset about. So yes, however unfortunate that situation is, yeah, I just hate that happening. Um, but I'm sure that things will continue to unravel as they have been over the past few days. And if anything else comes up that I need to report, I will. So, yeah, thank you all for watching this week. Please like, subscribe if you're not, and share. And see you next week.